The human circulatory system passes nutrients such as amino acids, hormones, blood cells, electrolytes, and gases to and from cells in the body to help fight diseases and stabilize body temperature and pH to maintain homeostasis. Human circulatory system is divided into two parts: the cardiovascular system and the lymphatic system. The cardiovascular system consists of blood vessels, and the heart. The lymphatic system is made up of lymph nodes, and lymph vessels. The first component of the cardiovascular system, human blood, has two components: plasma, which contains dissolved gases, nutrients, wastes, salts, and proteins, and cells, such as red blood cells, which are biconcave discs filled with hemoglobin, white blood cells, which are related with the immune system, and platelets, which are broken fragments of larger cells produced in the bone marrow, which assist in forming a blood clot. The components of the circulatory system that transport blood all over the body are called blood vessels. Types of blood vessels are arteries, which are blood vessels that carry the blood away from the heart. The largest artery is called aorta. Arteries further branch into arterioles. Arterioles further branch into capillaries. Capillaries are the smallest blood vessels which exchange water and chemicals between the blood and the tissues. The smallest veins in the body are called venules. They receive blood from the arteries via the arterioles and capillaries. Veins are blood vessels that transport blood from various regions of the body to the heart. Now, let's take a look at the path of the blood flow into the heart. The right atrium collects deoxygenated blood from the body through the superior and inferior vena cava. It pumps deoxygenated blood via the tricuspid valve via the right ventricle into the lungs. Pulmonary artery carries deoxygenated blood from the heart to the lungs. Pulmonary vein brings oxygenated blood from the lungs. The oxygenated blood, after reaching the left ventricle, is pumped into the aorta, which divides into brachiocephalic trunk, left common carotid, and left subclavian arteries. Arteries carry the oxygenated blood to the various parts of the body. In human beings, blood circulates twice through the heart, so it is called double circulation. The two types of circulations are pulmonary circulation. This ensures that all the blood before being pumped once again to the different parts of the body is oxygenated. And systemic circulation. This accounts for supply of oxygenated blood to all the parts of the body and collection of deoxygenated blood from the tissues. The pulmonary circulation starts with the pumping of deoxygenated blood by the right ventricle, which is carried to the lungs, where it is oxygenated and returned to the left atrium. The systemic circulation starts with the pumping of oxygenated blood by the left ventricle to the aorta, which is carried to all the body tissues, and the deoxygenated blood from there is collected by the veins and returned to the right atrium. The portal system between the gut, that is stomach and intestines, and the liver is called the hepatic portal system. The hepatic portal vein goes from the stomach and the intestines to the liver. it leaves the liver with the deoxygenated blood. From the tissue capillaries, the deoxygenated blood returns through veins to the right atrium of the heart. Coronary circulation is part of the systemic circulatory system, a specialized cardiac musculature present. The heartbeats are a result of the generation and conduction of electrical impulses. Pacemaker impulse generation. The SAN, also referred to as the pacemaker of the heart, contracts, generating nerve impulses that travel throughout the heart wall. This causes both atria to contract. AVN impulse conduction. The AVN lies on the right side of the partition that divides the atria near the bottom of the right atrium. When the impulses from the SAN reach the AVN, they are delayed for about 1/10 of a second. This delay allows the atria to contract and empty their contents first. AV bundle impulse conduction. The impulses are then sent down the AV bundle. This bundle of fibers branches off into two bundles, and the impulses are carried down the center of the heart to the left and right ventricles. Purkinje fibers impulse conduction. At the base of the heart, the starts to divide further into Purkinje fibers. When the impulses reach these fibers, they trigger the muscle fibers in the ventricles to contract.